What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. Today we're going to be solving one of the biggest problems in residential HVAC: cooling the rooms that matter without wasting money on the ones that don't. Featuring the ACiQ 9000 BTU Extreme Mini Split Single Zone Heat Pump System, we are going to be making this couple comfortable in their master bedroom without having to cool down the entire home. Now, as many of you know, and myself included, if you want to cool down the temperature in your room, that means you got to lower down the AC. And if you got a single zone central air conditioning system in your home, that means you're going to cool off the entire home to satisfy the conditioned space of one. I don't know about you, but that's wasteful. That really is. So today, in collaboration with ACiQ and our first dealer of the month, Kings of Mini Splits, we are going to be taking care of this family and be installing a properly sized, properly installed, dependable and reliable ACiQ 9000 BTU Mini Split System. I can't wait to share it with you. I know that tonight, when this family, this couple goes to sleep, I'll be getting an attaboy. Are you ready? Let's go! All right, before we just throw a system on the wall and call it a day, we need to size this room properly. And this is how you get comfort, efficiency, and longevity out of your new system. First thing, let's measure square footage. So we're about 14 feet by 12. So that gives us roughly 168 square feet. But that's not the only thing we have to take into consideration. Now, this isn't just any room. We're in Daytona Beach, Florida. We have hot climate, high humidity, long cooling seasons, and all of that matters. Cement walls. That's not wood frame and siding. This is cement block wall. It retains that heat during the day and releases it at night. So what that means is even when the sun goes down, this room is still cooking. Now, one big consideration that we need to factor in: orientation of the front door. You see that? This is the front of the house. It faces east. And that means that afternoon sun, that bedroom was on the opposite side of the home. It's gonna be baked by that hot sun all afternoon long into the evening. So, position of the home. First floor bedroom, usually warmer in the summer and cooler in the winter, but we got this Florida high humidity concrete construction that holds heat. So we need to factor in the right size ductless system by ACiQ to make sure that we have the right size, which will give them the right amount of efficiency, reliability, dependability, and overall comfort for this gentleman and his family in that bedroom. So when we size the system, we're not just going to be basing it off of square footage. We have climate, construction, sun exposure, and most importantly, heat retention. Are you ready? Let's size this up. So for a room like this, a 9000 BTU ductless system is the sweet spot. That gives us a fast pull down, quiet operation, and no more short cycling. Plus, it's inverter driven, so we have kind of like infinite speeds. It's not like pedal to the metal in the car or your typical central air conditioning system where it's on or off. You have that variable speed inverter driven compressor, and the fan indoors working in conjunction with that. You have infinite speeds. So we're going to put in a phenomenal system in this client's home. And to sum it up, anyone can slap a unit on the wall, but if you don't size it right, you're either uncomfortable or wasting your money. So now that we've got the load figured out, let's get this system installed the right way. Are you ready, Mrs. Homeowner? We're gonna make this very, very painless for you. And tonight, you're gonna sleep very, very comfortably. You may have to give me a 5-star Google review. Awesome. Let's get the show on the road, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, full disclosure, it is 5 minutes after 10 here in the morning in the great Republican state of Florida. Dallas and Juan are here. Tyler's already outside. This is Dallas. He's one of the owners of Kings of Mini Splits. Kings because there's 2 of them. He has a partner as well. You had a little bit of a drive here this morning, no?
I did. It took me approximately 2 hours up near the Leesburg area. We work a lot, do a lot of work in the villages.
I heard. And you have, I think, thousands upon thousands of homeowners in the villages, right? I think it's countless.
It's countless. They're telling me there's going to be 25 more years of homes being built in the villages.
Wow. And how long have you guys been around? When did you guys get started?
We started 5 years ago because my partner wanted to put an air conditioner in his garage. So we went to this warehouse and we started that, and we figured around and we got some help and we did it. Then I wanted one in a couple of my sheds at my house, and then I wanted one in my lanai. So he said, all right, we can do it. And we struggled with it, don't get me wrong. And then we started, you know what, why don't we start our own business? So 5 years later, here we are today. We've got our HVAC license, and my partner's an engineer also in our electrical. And so we do it all now, one shop. Man.
You have Air A or Air B?
A.
Ooh, so no limitations.
That's right.
Yeah, I have the Air B, 25-ton limitation in the state of Florida.
Yeah, we do residential, commercial, schools. Actually, we're getting ready to do the Sumter County schools possibly. We're staying pretty busy.
Very nice. Now, to my understanding, you exclusively also install ACiQ for your mini splits, correct?
Yes, ACiQ is mainly all ACiQ.
Is there
Unless a customer requests something different, then
gotcha.
what we get with ACiQ,
Me as well.
get one.
Me as well. Now, is there any particular reason why you're so well aligned with ACiQ?
Well, they were great people. They give us a great opportunity, worked with us, helped us out, started. And Kevin, the owner of ACiQ, I couldn't ask for a nicer guy.
He is a really nice guy.
Yeah, we really enjoy.
He'll give you a shirt off his back.
Yes, he would.
He is.
We even did work with his own place here in Florida. He called us.
Not too far north from here, if I might add. So one of the reasons why I love ACiQ is forget about being able to private label it with your own name on the brand. You're not advertising Train, your carrier, Lennox. You're not advertising any other brand but your own. You're developing that relationship in the community. And guess what? A lot of people, may think people don't walk by that outdoor unit, but the landscapers walk by at least once a week. And you know what? And name and branding recognition. But most importantly, brand reliability and support after the sale. If I have a problem with a system, which doesn't really ever happen, knock on wood, right? I have a phone number I can call because I am a gold level dealer or better. You get an exclusive phone number to call for tech support. I wouldn't say 24/7, but you can always get someone on the phone. But
absolutely.
They have a 0.03% failure rate, and half of that is because of installation defects. And it's mostly with the flare joints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And RTFM, folks, read the factory manual. People are going to think I was going to say something else. But it's a great product. For more information, go to ACiQ.com/Mikey Pipes. Are you ready to get rock and rolling here?
I'm ready to go.
Let's go! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting rocking and rolling here. The unit is ready out of the box on a platform workbench that they brought. They're making note of the model and serial number of the indoor and outdoor unit. Let's go head on inside. They got the booties ready. We're gonna pop our shoes off. And let's go see what's going on here, folks. All right, so the game plan, folks, once we get the flooring protected, I got my shoes off. We're gonna put in that indoor unit right here, high up on the wall. Make sure we don't have that overhang there, that eave. And imagine being the homeowner, sleeping here at night, laying down in bed with the remote control or using the app and click, and lowering it to any desired temperature or increasing to any temperature you want. This guy and this lady is gonna sleep very comfortable tonight and for many, many, many more nights to come. All right, outside, we got Tyler working on the indoor unit. He's ready to remove all the protective coverings off of the indoor unit, and now he's removing the electrical compartment from it. Tyler, can I ask you a couple questions?
Yes,
like,
sir.
how old are you, and what got you into the trades?
I'm 31, and I just figured I'd get into the electrical side, or the HVAC side. I was doing electrical work for a while, and
What do you prefer better, being a Sparky or being an HVAC guy?
I like both of them.
I don't blame you.
It goes hand in hand, so it kind of works out pretty good. So.
Awesome. And how long have you been working with Kings of Mini Splits for?
About 6, 7 months, 8 months or so.
Awesome.
Something like that.
They good bosses?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Awesome,
Yes,
awesome,
they're
awesome.
Great guys.
Great stuff. You know, I find it fascinating how everyone does and install a little differently. It's like a blank canvas,
Yeah.
and everyone's a different piece of art. Like, I start by putting the template plate on the wall, and then mounting that bracket, the wall mount bracket. Then I drill a hole, and I always bring my wire from outside in.
Yeah.
But setting it up now is also easy as well. I never thought of doing that before, but thanks for sharing that tip.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Good stuff. I won't keep you.
All right.
All right, folks. Got the entire bedroom, even the curious cat. They say curiosity killed the cat. But Tyler is about to set up the template on the wall. We're going to drill a few holes. We're going to get the unit mounted on the wall. And remember, folks, when in doubt, RTFM. Read the factory manual. Hey, Juan, how's your hole?
Pretty good out there.
There you go. All right, so while the guys are inside prepping the hole and prepping the wall mount bracket, let me show you what we're doing outside. So outside, right now, Juan is preparing the ground, leveling that up, removing some vegetation. We're gonna be adding this hurricane pad, this giant piece of cement and foam block. That's gonna act as the nice foundational base for the ACiQ 9000 Extreme Heat Pump Outdoor Condensing Unit. There's our hole, pilot hole at least. This is gonna look really, really awesome when we're done. We're gonna come straight down and connect to here with the line set. The line set, we're using 3/8 and 1/4 inch. We got a communication wire and we got some drain hose. Now the electrical, we're gonna hit that up last, but fortunately we have our crawl space access right there, and we have an electrical panel right there in the back left-hand corner of the home, which is going to provide 240 volt circuit for the system. I don't even think he broke out a sweat. Yeah, dead on the money, almost. Some of you may not think this matters, but when our clients trust us with their home, we treat it better than our own. So our wall mount bracket is on the wall. We're going to drill out that hole, hang the indoor unit. And you know what they say? A clean install separates the professionals from the hacks. Don't you forget that when you're thinking about installing a ductless mini split system. Make sure you use a licensed contractor. Some of you may be thinking, Mikey Pipes, why not install the unit on that wall or this wall? Why did you choose over there? Or did you just pick straws out of a hat? Folks, I install systems and place them where they need to be based on experience. I know that if I put the indoor high wall evaporator unit in that corner right there, when Mr. and Mrs. Jones is sleeping, that air is going to be blowing on their face. And while sometimes I like to be bundled under those covers, it's kind of annoying when it's blowing directly into your face. So we put it there, at the foot of the bed, and not at the head of the bed. We also didn't install it to the left or right of the window, the headboard, because we want to keep the backyard clear of any HVAC equipment. Back of the house made no sense. Putting it there made no sense because they're going to complain. Putting it there, perfection. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a sexy hole. All right, cool. That looks beautiful. All right, so there's that outdoor connection point. We have our 1/4 inch, our 3/8, our communication wire, and our drain all through that hole to penetrate through the side of the home. We're gonna put some nice line side cover there. Line set. We're gonna put some nice line hide covers right here in white and connect to this beautiful outdoor unit. All right, now, Tyler is out of the crawl space. He's running some conduit right now so we can run our dedicated breaker, 240 breaker, from this nice circuit breaker panel, this outdoor panel here. How was that crawl space, Tyler?
Oh, man.
Brutal, huh?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
tight.
you were cursing the homeowner, weren't you?
Pretty tight.
Yeah. Very nice. So he's running that circuit through the crawl space all the way to here. And we're gonna have our disconnect panel with our surge protection device. And we're about ready to pull down a vacuum. We're gonna pull a nice, tight and dry vacuum on this system. As you guys know, moisture is the #1 killer of compressors. That oil, it gets in there, just messes up and fouls up the whole system. So as great as and beautiful as the install could be, you can mess it all up by not pulling a proper vacuum. All right, so right now, Juan is putting on a service tool onto that service port. He did not pull the Schrader core, but it's not really a long line. I think we have like 12 feet, 10 feet if that. So this will pump down quickly, even with that Schrader core in place. Setting a little valve there with a T to add your micron gauge. It's nice that he has the plugs inside on the hoses to keep the moisture and the atmosphere out of them. So that all hinders the time it takes to vacuum down a system, all that moisture and atmosphere. Think about it, folks. When you're pulling down a vacuum, you're pulling into negative atmosphere. So any moisture that's in the system is going to boil off. And we all know what happens, with water when it boils off. It expands like, 14,000 times its mass when it turns into that vapor, that steam. So moisture boils off and it expands. And that increases the time to bring your levels down below 500. All right, so the vacuum pump is on. And folks, full transparency, it is 1:01 in the afternoon. Let's see how low we're gonna make this go. So ladies and gentlemen, let's have a giveaway. It is 1:02. The closest person to guess in the comment section down below, how low do we bring our micron gauge down to? The closest. Doesn't have to be without going over or going under. The closest person to guess the micron number that we bring this down to is gonna win a prize. The grand prize winner of today's giveaway, I am going to give a Viver refrigeration recovery machine. I have one sitting in the shop that Viver sent us last year. No one claimed it, but a Viver refrigeration recovery machine. All right, without cheating. If you cheat, God will strike death to you. So do not cheat. And if you don't believe in God, karma will strike you dead. All right. 3390, 3480, 3500, 3520, 28. Oh, that thing's jumping all over the place. All right, folks. We are at 200. I don't know if you can see that on your screen. 199, 198, 201, 199, 198. Now remember, folks, this number is going to change. It could jump up a little bit, it could jump back down, because as we're in that negative atmosphere, we're in a vacuum. So any moisture, which is water, is boiling off, and that's going to expand like, I don't know, 20 million times its size. Not 20 million times, but drastically. And that's going to throw off your inches of actually water column, but you're not in inches of water column, you're in negative pressure, so we measure in microns. Remember that. We are not hacks, we are professionals. We're dedicating time now to make sure this perfect install will be more perfect and more reliable for years to come when we remove all of that, all those non-condensables that are in the lines, the moisture. We want this system tight and dry. And it gives the fellas an opportunity to finish up the install by doing the electric. As long as we keep pulling down a vacuum, we can run our disconnect, our whip, our surge protection device, start cleaning up, leave this vacuum pump on for as long as possible. Let this be the last thing you take off and bring back to the truck. All right, Juan is finishing up the installation by running that drain hose down the inside of the line hide to the ground. You may think we're almost done, but now comes the most important part of the job, and that's commissioning this beautiful ACiQ Extreme 9,000 BTU single zone heat pump system. Anybody can hang a unit on the wall, but this is where we make sure it actually performs well for many, many, many years. All right, 132. All right, you ready? Let's dump the charge. Let's fire this bad boy up. ACiQ. Yeah, they used to sponsor my channel at one point. Combustible, I say the refrigerant leak detector. Very nice. You know, full disclosure, guys, I didn't see any nitrogen tank here do a pressure test. Just saying. Just saying. We'll have to catch that on the rebound, on the next one. Now, for a little added insurance policy, we have a surge protector right here. We have our nice disconnect. Juan is opening up the service valve caps, so we could use an Allen key or a service wrench to open up those valves. And then we're all gonna like hold our breath, make sure we don't hear any. Nice job with the 1/2-inch liquid tight. We have the anchors into the block wall. There's our condensate drain going outside. Really, really nice, superb job Juan did here. Amazing. I don't know, guys. You know, if I had a branch here in Florida, I may have to steal them from them. Sorry, just keeping it real. Phenomenal work that this young man did here on this install. Phenomenal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's battery time. All right, do the honors. Let's make that thing ice cold like Siberia in January. There you go. Siberia in January. 60 sounds about right. Yeah. Check out this whisper quiet ductless mini split system, folks. The thing right now is still set for 60. It's whisper quiet. We're condensing. That's all the humidity being extracted from this house. We got surge protection, line set cover, and now we have another satisfied client with an ACiQ system. So the only question that remains is, I got ACiQ, do you? Oh, man, what would you say?
Oh, it's like an ice bag, I'm freezing.
Oh my God, she's freezing! Shiver me timbers! It is freezing in here, ladies and gentlemen. Shiver me timbers. Woo! They aren't going to be complaining anymore. You want to know why? Because they got ACiQ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I got to give a huge shout out to Dallas. Huge shout out to Jesus, Tyler, and Juan. They are the kings of mini splits, and they're located in Central Florida. So before I let you all go, we need to spend some time with Dallas, just a few moments, because I got a few questions to ask them, because they are ACiQ Deal of the Month for May 2026. Let's go. Dallas, it's a beautiful truck.
Thank you.
And I know you got a couple of them. You got two, I got Chevy Express cargo vans, right? And you guys got a pickup truck. What are your future plans over the next like 6, 12 months? Any expansion with the vehicles?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking to add another vehicle by the end of the year and another employee.
Excellent.
Things are looking good. We got tons and tons of reviews. If you go to Kings of Mini Splits in Leesburg, Florida, 202 West Main Street, is we have a store. But go on I encourage you to go online and look at our reviews. And I'm very proud of it. And we've worked hard to get the reviews we've got. If you need to reach out to us anytime, 407-439-5464.
Now, even though you primarily install ACiQ, you do install other brands.
We would. We
Excellent.
prefer ACiQ. We really like the units.
Good value.
Yes, very much for your money. Excellent. If I was going to put brand new air conditioning in my entire house, I would use ACiQ. Some people say they want to use a Mitsubishi. You're getting no better quality with Mitsubishi than you are ACiQ.
So at Pipe Doctor Home Services, we're based in Long Island, New York, Charleston, South Carolina, and Palm Beach, Florida. We used to be in Central Florida, but we're going to refer all of that air conditioning work. And if you know a good plumber, I get a lot of plumbing referrals. I give you a lot of work. But if you live in the Long Island, New York City metropolitan area, and you install an ACiQ product from Pipe Doctor Home Services, for $34 a month, we give you the bumper-to-bumper unconditional warranty. Covers parts and labor with one exception, and gives you 2 annual visits where we do basically a wellness check on the system. $34 a month, a lifetime warranty on parts and labor, and we come twice a year to further make sure that your investment will last for years to come. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. If you smash that thumbs up button, check out the Kings of Mini Splits in Central Florida. There'll be links down in the description box down below for their Instagram, their YouTube, TikTok, all those other social media platforms. But they give them a huge round of applause because they did a phenomenal job here. But as much as the good of the equipment is, it's the contractor that puts them in that really makes that equipment shine. Thank you for watching. Be well. God bless. Stay safe.